Hello and welcome back to another week of Women's Wednesday. So this week, I'm talking about my most favorite topic, and that is libido. Libido in women specifically. So listen up if you've got some issues that you've been experiencing, maybe really low libido, or maybe no libido, or it's been gone for quite some time. So I just want to talk about some of the reasons behind low to no libido and some of the things you can do about it. I mean, there's a list of things you can do, but to keep this episode short and sweet, let's talk about a couple of things that make libido plummet. My top reason why women have just absolutely little to no libido is largely due to being on birth control pills for many, many, many years. It is just something that so commonly our young women, starting at the age, even teenage years, are really quickly put on birth control pills to manage whether it's PMS or bad cramping, or even just obviously to prevent pregnancy. And then women sort of stay on it, and because they're sexually active, and they stay on it through their 20s and maybe into their 30s. And it's ironic to think that something that you go on to help you because you are sexually active is actually creating low libido. I mean, this is something that is so incredibly common that I just, what is the solution? Really, if you're not going to be on actual birth control pills and you want to prevent pregnancy, or you're really not ready for, to become a mother, there are other options. Obviously, the thing that is birth control pills are also not 100%. You have to be really regimented with when you take it and make sure you're taking it every single day. And there's also the IUD, and then there's family planning. So family planning is when you really need to monitor when you're ovulating and things like that. But that is not obviously 100%. I think the percentage now is, what did I read last time? It's about, I want to say between like 60 and 70% effective, but I could be wrong. I should look this up. It could be less. I'm not sure. But you have to be really, really extremely in tune with your cycle. You have to get your temperature. You have to check for cervical mucus. You have to really know your cycles and how many days. You have to keep track of it like to a T in order for it to be effective. So with that being said, birth control pills will create eventually really low or zero libido. So if you are currently on birth control pills, you can consider getting maybe on an IUD, or I would say non-hormonal IUD if possible, and maybe even family planning, depending on how old you are. This is also really important. Depending on how old you are, you have different options. So we're not really going into those options fully tonight in this episode, but I wanted to just tell you that birth control pills are a huge, if you're just not feeling it anymore for your boyfriend or partner, and you've been on birth control now for, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it could be the culprit. Okay, another one, if you've got low libido, definitely get your blood work checked. You want to get hormone levels checked, and you want to see a practitioner that knows what to do if those levels are very low. Checking testosterone levels, DHEA, all the hormones, all the female hormones, and kind of see where you are. A lot of times, birth control pills will certainly decrease everything, and you will actually see a very significant drop in testosterone levels as well. And I believe in hormone some form of hormone replacement for women. Yes, if they need to boost up that testosterone a little bit. So I'm not opposed to that. But there are many different ways to bring up libido using either supplementation, zinc being one of them. Zinc is a really nice, it increases androgens, which is either DHEA, testosterone levels in your blood. And which is why they always say that raw oysters are an aphrodisiac. It's because they contain lots of zinc. So that's why they're an aphrodisiac. And the zinc in turn increases testosterone and DHEA. So zinc is something that should be taken every day. It also helps with your immunity and so many different things. It's a great mineral. And so getting hormone levels checked. Also, if the hormones are low and you've been like super stressed out, or you work like 2 or 3 jobs, or a very demanding one job, or you've got children and trying to run a business, or taking care of a sick relative or something like that, you may have adrenal issues. And if you have adrenal issues, which will cause your hormones to become low, yes, we can absolutely see low libido from low adrenals. And so you want to be able to do a saliva test and have the practitioner, because not all GYNs know how to interpret saliva testing, and they may or may not know which labs to use. So I recommend seeing somebody that is knowledgeable in hormones, hormone replacement, saliva testing, adrenal testing, thyroid, and all those good things. So that is another thing to check. But also, you know what? I think that it's really important if you are single, or even if you are partnered and you may not be having a lot of sex or intimacy with your partner. I think it's really important to having some form of self-pleasure. And I've talked about this so many times on the podcast. It's something that I believe that all women need to be doing for themselves, and to being in touch and in tune with their own bodies and seeing what turns them on. So then, especially if you're with a new partner, you want to be able to kind of show them what turns you on. And I think it's important for you to sort of tap into your own. You can't expect that person to know how the inner workings of your body, because everybody's body is so different, and no one knows exactly how, like what you love and how you like to be touched. Only you do. So once you know everything about your body, you can teach somebody else, like, no, I really like this, or I really like that. So my biggest thing is with low libido, and if you haven't been partnered for a while, or you're single for a while, or you are in a relationship and you don't really have that much intimacy, I think it's really important to take time for self-pleasure and just be a proponent for knowing what turns you on. And that will also help with your libido. You sort of can expect another person to kind of like come in and bring all that libido to the table. Though, yes, when you meet somebody and there's an attraction there, of course, there's, your body responds. But you also need to know how to have your own body respond to you with your own touch. So then you can also, like I said, help your new partner understand what your body really loves and what you really love. So the biggest takeaway there is self-pleasuring is awesome, and you should definitely be doing it as often as you have time for. And I don't mean like a quick rub out and then you peak and then it's done in 2 minutes. I would love for you to take some time to actually say, okay, I've got like 30 or 45 minutes right now, and put aside some time, whether you're doing it in the evening, you're going to light some candles, or after a bath, or doing it in the bath, but really taking the time for you Because don't you deserve more than just like a 2-minute thing? Come on, let's be real. And listen, I know that there's a lot of you who may be like, look, I don't have time for 30 or 45 minutes of that. Please, like I have a household to run or a business or what have you. But I really believe that you putting aside some time, even 30 minutes, and finding listen, there are so many really cool like lubes out there, things that for clitoral, lotions and creams and things like that are slightly stimulating, and essential oils as well, which that just gives me an idea that I should be also putting something on the podcast about essential oils. So that's going to be coming up soon too. We can talk about some of the things you can use in the bedroom with essential oils, and also for clitoral use as well. But, I'm also not opposed, and I also have had I've had patients of mine that have also used like prescription strength clitoral cream. You may have heard it sort of referred to as scream cream, and it contains a little bit of testosterone and other ingredients. The ingredients vary depending on what the woman's need is, but that is also, you can only get that through a prescription from a compounding pharmacy. So, it is something that I absolutely also am open to using for my patients who just want a little bit of a little boost. Do you know what I mean? If you're flatlining, if your libido is completely flat, I can douse you in cream or potions and lotions, and trust me, they may not work. I need to see what your hormone levels look like as well. And so that's a big component. And I need to find out what medications you're also taking that may be causing low libido, because some medications also contribute to low libido. So that is the quick and short of it. And, oh, wait, hold on one second. There's one other thing. Oh, no. I was going to talk about the O shot, but that is not for low libido. That is to help increase orgasm ability and to make your orgasm stronger and to create multiple orgasms in a woman, which I do in my office. But scratch that. That is not for low libido. If you've got low libido, I can do the O shot on you. It's not really going to work, because if you've got low levels of testosterone and your hormones are really in the bucket, that O shot will not resurrect your libido. We can certainly use that at a later time, but it's not something I do first off. So absolutely not. Well, that is it for today. Low libido, just a quick thing. I mean, we really could talk about libido for a full hour here with all the things that can be done and all the specific lab work, but basically a female hormone panel and all the androgens, testosterone, DHEA, sulfate would be also a place to start to see where things may be off a little bit. And if they are off and you've been fatigued and maybe feeling super run down and your hormones may be out of balance, then maybe checking adrenals. There's lots of supplements. There's just a long list of things that can help libido, though also I really would love to know what your levels are before even venturing into putting you on a supplement necessarily. And for like a little extra fun, certainly essential oils are really great to apply clitorally. One in particular that's coming to my mind is Young Living's Sensation. Quite nice to be used, if you've got extremely low libido, then I would say, you know what, it could be a nice addition, but it's not going to reverse your low libido. It's not going to completely bring it to 100% life again. So, But there are little things that can be done on the side, such as essential oils and creams that are compounded with testosterone. Testosterone can be taken orally. Zinc is a great addition to your supplement regimen, would be good. 15 to 30 milligrams once a day with food. That's a good one. But ultimately, I'd love to see what your adrenals are doing. And if that's in the bucket, then you can take 1,000,000, milligrams of zinc, and it may not touch it at all if you've got too low of testosterone. And then to find out why is it so low? Did the birth control pills contribute to this or not? Is stress contributing to it? Lots of different factors for low libido, but just wanted to give you a little sort of an eye opener there and see if there's anything that can be done. I love getting blood work. It is my thing. It's my jam to get blood work on people and really analyze it to the nth degree. So that is it for this week. And if you are not following me on Instagram, head on over there at Margaret Romero. And that is all. I will speak to you all in 2 weeks with another Women's Wednesday. And hey, drop me a line or email me at info@margaretromero.com. Let me know if there's any women's health topic that you would like for me to either answer or talk more about on the podcast. And I would love to do that for you. So wherever you are in this world, thank you so much for listening. And I will speak to you all 2 weeks. Much love and many blessings. Bye for now.